Back to the land of the living. Welcome back. Chin Chin, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Just a small sore throat. Didn't want to get anyone sick. Okay.
Yes, that's how it all starts. Please take rest, take medicine. The topic change from verses 8 to 17. Let me just make sure of that. Yeah, it starts on verse 8. And then from verses 8 to 17, it's a slightly different topic. It has to do with distinguishing this I from the standpoint of the one who is in the body, mind, sense complex. So distinguishing the I from all the changes that the body is going through and denying that for the Atma and relocating the I as the Atma rather than the body, mind, sense complex. So that is from 8 to 17. And then 17 again, there is a topic change, but that's far away. So let's just, get through this first. So that is what it is. We'll talk about that. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The three orders of reality is a safe pedagogical device, at least until we understand where we are. Because without a leg to stand on, we just don't know where to go. So we can comfortably say that we live in an objective reality which is non-separate from Ishvara, which is a manifestation of Bhagavan. We live in a shared reality which is free of prejudice. It is not set up against anybody. It is not set up for anybody. And the fact that we see it this way is our own problem, which is the third order of reality. The second order of reality, which is the Vyavaharikam Sat, the world in the form of the various orders, such as the psychological order, the physiological order, the anatomical order, the gravitational order. All these are orders. They are laws that are non-separate from God, Ishvara, but they are neither meant to make somebody afraid nor meant to favor somebody. But is that how we look at it? No. That means we have a long way to go. Ah. Oh, the world is stacked against me. Who is me? Victim me. Victimy me. And some people always get everything. I don't get anything. I worked really hard. The neighbor got the promotion. And then what? I have I am a dharmic person. This argument is really very much fun. We should go into this. I am a dharmic person. I haven't even bothered one kida. Kida means a small crawling creature. Even that I have not given moksha to. I'm a very dharmic person. And yet, all the good things happen to who? People who violate dharma get away with murder, get away with all the wonderful things, even though they are not dharmic, even though they are not righteous, even though they do wrong things. Only right things seem to be happening to them. And poor me, even though I'm doing the right thing when 24, 7, 365. Only bad things are happening to me. This is a conclusion, a confused conclusion. The conclusion is already that I'm targeted. And who is to blame? First, we try to blame the local people. It's your fault. It's your fault I'm like this. You are denying me X, Y, and Z, so it's your fault. It's your fault that I'm like this. Then what else? Then you get tired of blaming the other person or people. And the people are also not rocks, okay? They will stand up for themselves. After a while, they say, hey, don't step on my toes. Shut up. I'm not the cause of your problems. They will say, they will stand up for themselves. And then who else is left to blame? Bhagavan. First to say horoscope, horoscope. And who is in charge of who made the horoscope? Bhagavan. Then you say, this is all your fault. You made this world so that all the adharmic people thrive and dharma goes to bite the dust. Dharma is become dog food and then adharma thrives. And the people who follow adharma are coming up in life. Don't nod your head. This is Purva Paksha. Yeah. Everybody's agreeing. Yeah. This is a contention. I'm just presenting the contention. You're supposed to refute the contention. Yeah. This is a common contention. Don't buy into this contention because this is just a Purva Paksha. It's a contention. So, what is the Siddhanta? The Siddhanta is just that my outlook, my vision is vitiated by division. Division between me and the universe, division between me and other fellow beings, division between me and God. Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Jiva Jivayoho Bhedah, Jiva Ishvarayoho Bhedah, Jiva Jagat Bhedah, Jiva Jagadishvara Bhedah. All of them. This Bheda is the cause of distortion. Bheda means division. Duality is the cause of distortion. And what is the cause of duality? Ajnana, which we are here to overcome. Ajnana. See, often if it looks, like in the, what is that? In the hare and the tortoise race. We had a race, the hare and the tortoise. Who was winning in the beginning? Hare. It looked like the hare was winning in the beginning. And now let us give the hare and the tortoise some kind of human attributes. Hare is an adharmic hare. Full of, there's not a single thing in the book which the hare hasn't done. That's why it's called hare. It has done every hair-raising thing that there is to do. And the tortoise is a bhakta. It keeps singing Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. When it goes back into the house and some bhajans come out of this shell. Tortoise is a bhakta. So when they have a race, it looks like the hare is winning. And the tortoise is dejected. So sad. I'm doing all the right things. And the wrongdoer is ahead. And why does the wrongdoer has this hoppy, skippy gait and I have this crawly, creepy gait? This is all Bhagavan's fault. And I have done the right thing all the time. But hubris gets to the head. The hare sits under a tree, takes out its smartphone, and starts chatting with the friends because it thinks the tortoise is back there. Yeah. Says, yo, this is in the bag. It is texting, okay? It's just texting other hares in the pack. You know, what do you call a group of hares? Pack of hares? Anyhow, so it's texting its. Don't Google now. Yeah. So it's texting its friends in the pack. Yo, I got it. This is in the bag. And let's remember, this is an embellished story. So it's an adharmic hare. It says like it's kept some tortoise food also along the way so that it will start munching and forgetting that it's in the race. And then the sun was just right, the breeze was just right, and the shade under the tree was just right. And the hare nods off. In fact, the atmosphere was under the tree was just like in a Vedanta class. Very comfortable. The hare nods off. The tortoise passes it by and goes to the finish line. We end the story in the middle because we have no titiksha, no patience we have, and we just have a self-righteous sense of justice, our own justice. We want our own justice. This is how it should be. That means what? We are no longer in Ishvara's reality, we are in our own reality. This is how it should be, this is how I should be, this is what should happen to me. And not content with that, I also wax eloquent on what should happen to the other person. It's not enough to say, I want this. Oh Bhagavan, please make them want this, or please make them not have this. Then only the prayer is complete. So we just quit the story in the middle. There is a chapter break when the hare appears to be winning and when the tortoise appears to be losing. And then what do we say? Adharma has won. We come to a conclusion. Whose problem is that? Is that Bhagavan's problem? No. It's one's own problem. No patience, no titiksha. And so one comes to one's own doom. And then already one is feeling victimized. And then one feels even more victimy. Nobody there for me. I am unhappy. And then what is insult on top of injury on top of the insult, or insult on top of injury? Other people are happy. I don't have what they have. Why me? This is the famous thing. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Me. And this is the cause of instant samsara. The world is not against me. That's the first thing I have to understand about the second order of reality, the Jagat, the manifest universe. It is not against me. It is just an expression. No, but what about my karma? What about it? No, bad things are happening because of my karma. Whose karma is it? Huh? Mine. Okay. How did you get this karma? Because of my free will exercised wrongly in other births. Okay, keep quiet then. It's your own karma. It's not that you're being doled out the neighbor's karma. Your own karma. Karma cannot make you unhappy. No matter how difficult it is, karma cannot make you depressed. For that, the ajnani, the I which is associated with and has owned up the ignorance and identified with the ignorance, has to be present. Karma can give you discomfort. Karma can put one in the hospital. Karma can give disease. Karma can give discomfort. But to make it into an emotional anguish, this kind of a distortion, pratibhasika, is needed. Without pratibhasika, one is able to undergo the karma cheerfully, even. This is what the Bhagavad Gita also teaches. And so the first thing we have to do is reduce and, if possible, even eliminate subjectivity. Jiva Srishti quotient has to come down by seeing the world as Ishvara and understanding Ishvara as free of prejudice or preferences. When the Jiva Srishti comes down, what prevails is Ishvara. So that's the prayer of the Mumukshu. What is that? Let there be more Ishvara and less of me, in me, as me. Let Ishvara pervade. So this is the idea. So I cultivate bhakti towards each and everything in the universe because it is a manifestation of Bhagavan. And then next step, that itself reduces the subjectivity. Then Vedanta sinks in. Then I understand more and more. Then I am able to see how there is only Paramarthika and Vyavakharika is not there. Therefore, Aham Advayaha, I am non-dual. Because everything else is what? Me. It's an extension of me. It is me. So there's nothing other than me. This is what has to be understood. न देहो नेन्द्रियश्चाहम् न प्राणो न मनो न धीः ममता परिरब्धत्वात् आक्रीडत्वादिदं धियः. Together. न देहो नेन्द्रियश्चाहम् न प्राणो न मनो न धीः ममता परिरब्धत्वात् आक्रीडत्वादिदं धियः. The first line could have almost been lifted from Nirvana Shatkam. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani na aham. Na dehaha, we have to add aham everywhere. Na dehaha aham. I am not this body. Thank God. Yeah. That's all we have to say. Thank God. Why thank God? Remember? Saggy, baggy, foggy. Yeah. Thank God I'm not that. I don't want to be saggy, baggy. Neither saggy, nor baggy, nor foggy. So I'm not the body. Na dehaha aham. Na pranaha. This is a hard one, but we have to go here. I am not the prana. So the prana, first meaning of prana is respiration, breathing. That's very difficult. So if I hold my nose and say, I am that prana, so if I say like that, how long will that last? Till I get purple in the face, right? But what is getting purple in the face is the sthula shariram, sukshma sharira, not I. That's why go back to the first one. Na deha aham. So if I'm not the body itself, then the body depends on prana. First respiration, then circulation, prana, vyana, circulation, then samana, digestion, apana, elimination, udana, tick, 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 tick. Udana, yeah. It's a time bomb that is there, that is counting. It is a little being sitting somewhere, unknown location because it is sukshma, and then it has a little counter. When you do 100,000 times mantra, count. And the counter is usually given to the Swami's hand. So keep pressing it. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Mahyam Shriyam Medham Pragyam Prayachha Swaha. Count. Like this, there is a Swami Prana present. It is counting not the number of years, but the number of breaths. You come to this world with a number of allotted breaths. That's one very important reason never to hyperventilate. That means you're shortening your life. And the yogis found a loophole. They said, hey, I'm going to practice breathing once every minute. Then I will live long. Yes, you will live longer, that's all. Because Yama looks for Allen Brothers coffee shop and goes there and sits and has a cup of coffee. Oh, this Jiva started to do yoga. Okay, 5 more years. All right. That which is 5 years in Yama's time is for 10 minutes. Time for coffee. Oh, yoga and pranayama. All right, all right. I'll order something to eat as well. That's all. So the body is dependent on the breathing. The breathing the eye is not dependent upon the breathing. And so this Udana Vayu counts the number of breaths. Sometimes one is agitated. Hands, tick, 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 tick. Sometimes one is calm. Tick, tick, tick. And then just before the last tick, it says, come along, boys. And then gathers the other 4 pranas and presses the eject button to eject this jiva, to eject this body. And so I can't be the prana. Prana comes and goes, prana changes. Sometimes it is manda, sometimes it is tivra, sometimes it is dull, sometimes it is sharp, sometimes this, sometimes that. So I can't be the prana. So deha aham, na prana aham. I'm the witness of the prana. That's why in the meditation, what do we say? Watch the breath. The watcher is not breathing. The content of the watcher, the truth of the watcher does not need to breathe. Then, na deha aham, na pranoham. Then, what else is there? Na manaha. Let's not forget manaha. Manaha includes chittam. Identifying with every fleeting emotion. Now I'm hurt. Wow. Now I'm happy. Ha ha ha. It feels like a crazy life. Now I'm really mad. I'm angry. Now suddenly I'm calm. Now I'm apathetic. I'm bored. Now I'm upset. I'm ticked off. Now, for no reason at all, I'm restless. Now I'm calm again. Who is this I? Mind. The I has now identified hopelessly, helplessly with the mind. And so it's identified with the mind. So the mind has become the I. I and the mind are just inextricably linked. Mind is Satyam or Mithya? Mithya. Answer came a little too late, but at least it's the correct one. So when the Satyam Chit identifies with the Mithya mind, then what happens? Sorrow, fear, and then Nadhihi. I'm not my thoughts. Thank God, otherwise the thoughts will be what? There will so many thoughts come during the course of a minute, forget a day. I'm an idiot. That's a recurring thought. If I identify with that, what will happen? Again, sorrow will come. This is not the reality. The reality is aham advaya. So the body is an as though projection of which Atma? The mind is an as though projection of which Atma? The senses, Indriya. The senses are also not me. Even though I say, I see, I hear, I am identifying with the hearer. I'm identifying with the sight. but I am the one who is the witness of the sight. Because when the eyes don't see clearly, I say I have to go to a eye doctor. Who is saying? The eyes are not saying, take me to the doctor. I am saying. Senses are not saying. I am the one who's master of the senses, master of the body, master of the mind. I'm the observer. And all these things are there. Na dhihi, na pranaha, na indriyaha, na dehaha, aham. Why? Two reasons are given in the second line. And again, it's very beautiful to get into the mindset of the author to find delight in these reasons. Because very beautiful delightful reasons he gives. So the first reason he gives is mamata parirabdhatvat. Parirabdhatvat alingitvatvat. Alingam is embrace. Parirabdha, embraced. So why is this not true? Why am I not the body? Why am I not the mind? Why am I not the senses? Why am I not anything else? Because the I is there, because all these things are embraced by my-ness. Not M-I-N-U-S minus. No, M-Y-M-E-S-S. There is no such word, but you understand the concept. Mamata, my-ness. Whose eyes are these? Mine. I'll say mine. Whose prana is this? Mine. Whose body is this? Mine. So all these things where the identification takes place is embraced by the possessive noun mine. There is a Shashti Sambandha. Shashti Vibhakti Sambandha. There is a sixth case connection. It's just like saying, my book. My book. So if I say my book, does it become I book? No. Unless you're thinking of some kind of a new device in the market like iPad. This is all dangerous. This is, what is that? It is buttressing the ajnana. iPhone, iPad, if it's not there, iMad, all these things. So anything that has a my relationship, anything that has a possessive relationship, that means what? I, the conscious being, is the possessor of that inert object. No, why can't the object be conscious? We already been there. Been there, done that. Many classes have been spent to say that the object is living in borrowed consciousness. You are the only one that is self-conscious. There can't be two consciousnesses. If you think there are, then see me after class immediately. Do not wait. So my relationship to the world of objects. And this we saw in the class that was not recorded. So I'm going to talk about it now. Can only be one of Mithya and Satyam. Cannot be a kind of an inherent relationship. There is no inherent relationship between the I and the body, much like there cannot be an inherent relationship between clay and pot. Between pot and clay, yes. There cannot be an intrinsic relationship. From the standpoint of clay, clay can be in the form of pot, clay can be in the form of a figurine, clay can be in many, many, many forms. So, but from the standpoint of pot, clay is intrinsic to the pot. Without clay, pot is not. Without I, without the presence of I, body is not, mind is not, senses are not. But there is no relationship of inherence the other way around. The I is free of the body, free of the existence of the mind, free of the senses, free of buddhi. I doesn't need all that. Just like the gold doesn't need the ornaments to make it feel happy. The ornaments need the gold for their very existence. So now what is the ornament? Body, mind, sense complex is an ornament, as it were, to the eye. It's an alankara. It has an ornamental relationship. And what can you do with the ornament? You take it off. And then you don't become incomplete if you take off your earrings or your chain. Nothing happens. Nothing is lost. And if you wear the chain also, nothing is added. It's still you. Similarly, here, with the body, it is you. Without the body also, no change. It is still that consciousness. Without the mind, still that all-knowing consciousness. Without the buddhi, still that all-knowing, endless consciousness. Without the prana, still alive, sentient, all-knowing, happy consciousness. The gold doesn't need the ornament to be existent. Gold, in terms of this example, is self-existent. Ornaments rely on gold. Similarly, the body-mind sense complex relies on me. There is no inherent connection between the I and the body-mind sense complex, in the sense that the body-mind sense complex are accoutrements of this I. Possessions of this I. No, accoutrements is better word. Attributes of this I. So there is no inherent connection between the attribute and the possessor of the attribute here, because they are not attributes of this I. So there is no samavaya sambandha. Samavaya sambandha is the connection between the attributes and the possessor of the attributes. So the I is not the possessor of the body, nor the possessor of anything. It doesn't have any inherent relationship between the body and this, which it cannot take off. So there is no samavaya sambandha. This is the meaning of samavaya sambandha. Then there is no samyoga sambandha either. What is samyoga sambandha? An incidental connection. Like the connection between the wrist and the watch. So comes and goes. But then as long as I have the wristwatch on, then I have between the wrist and the watch, there is Samyoga Sambandha. Can that be there between body, mind, sense, and Atma? No. Why? Because there is no body, no mind, no senses other than the Atma to count it. And no samsarga, no samyoga can take place, because the Atma is free of all samyoga. It's Advaya. So just like you cannot say, I'm going for a walk with the shadow, with my own shadow, you cannot say that. Similarly, the Atma cannot go for a walk with the Jagat. The body is just part of the Jagat, manifest universe, belonging to two separate orders of reality. If you make a new friend in the dream, you can't wake up and go for a walk with the dream friend. In the same way, this is negated. Samavaya Sambandha, negated. Why is Samavaya Sambandha between the Atma and aspects of the body, mind, sense complex, which is part of the manifest Jagat? Why is that negated? Because there is nothing that inheres the Atma. This is talked about very beautifully in the 9th chapter, 3rd and 4th verses of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Matsthani sarva bhutani. No being is separate, has a separate existence than me. Lord Krishna declares. And in the very same breath, he says, Nacha matsthani bhutani. Denies it by putting the negative particle na there. Nacha matsthani bhutani. Vashyame yogam aishwaram. Look at my magic, Arjuna. Look at this magic. Nothing can be without me. But I am without any one of them. I can be without all of them. Nothing can be without me. So that means I am not with any of them. They may rely on me, but that's okay. Let them rely. But they are not in the same order of reality anyway. Bhuta bhrit aham. Nacha bhutastha. I'm not inhering in the beings. I'm Bhuta Brit. I am lending my existence in the form of Sat Chit Ananda, my sentience. I'm lending for the people, for the beings, for the bodies, for the minds. I am not any one of them. I'm not in them. In again means locator, located. Ashraya and Ashrita. There is again a duality. So this is so these two kinds of commonly discussed relationships between Chid Vastu and Jada Vastu. Chit and Jada cannot have a relationship because Jada is just a what is that? A projection. Jada means inert. That which is inert is a projection of this very Chit. And as though projection, I may add, so it's just like what we said yesterday, the movie screen is not affected by the fire that is shown in the movie. And if it rains in the movie, you don't have to go and wipe up the screen because it is wet. If it rains in the movie, the theater does not get wet. And if you're sitting in the front seat and there is a fire in the movie, you don't get hot. This is exactly the relationship between the Chit, I, and the whole world of inert objects, starting with this body mind sense complex. So, the third sambandha is Tadatmya sambandha, a kind of an identity. This is what has got us into the samsara soup to begin with. This kind of identity. I am as good as the body. I am as good as the mind. This is what has got us into a terrible soup to begin with. And what was the example given for the Tadatmya Sambandha? What example I gave? Milk and water. Add water to milk. You are rich if you are the seller of the milk. Half and half. Yeah. Indian half and half. Half milk, half water. This is the Dudhwala secret, the milk person's secret. So here also you cannot say little bit of Atma, little bit of Anatma. And I'm going to cook something using that. Not possible. Because Atma does not lend itself to any modifications. And he's going to say that very beautifully later on in this particular section. Atma is not available and does not lend itself for any modifications. And therefore, this is not at all a possibility. Tadatmya sambandha is not a possibility. Another example to illustrate the Tadatmya sambandha, the sambandha of identification, similarity, identification. Maybe the two are really one. This is tempting to apply this. And what is the other stock example? Red hot iron ball. So the iron ball is neither red nor hot. But in association, some sarga with the fire, it takes on the qualities of light and heat from the fire and it appears to be red and hot. But then even though this example is used to illustrate Satchidananda in a different context, here, the Tadatmya Sambandha, we have to take it slightly differently. Like the iron ball and the fire are one and the same, therefore, we cannot say that. And similarly, we cannot say Jagat and Atma are one and the same. Jagat is the same as Atma, or there are many, many Atmas. That would be the wrong conclusion to come to. So these are the famous relationships between the I and the not I that have been elucidated by thinkers, scholars, etc. Logicians mostly, and their cousins and twice removed. Yeah. So but same jati, same kind of thinking. So then what is the only relationship between myself and this body? What kind of a relationship can there be? If we ask, Adhyasa Sambandha is the technical answer. If you want to impress your friends in parties, All adhyasa. Say that and just walk away. And you will stand around because then they'll ask questions, then you have to answer. Yeah. Just say, Ayo, it's all adhyasa. But what is this adhyasa? Adi Shankara gives two very apt definitions of adhyasa. The first thing he gives, first definition is atasmin tad buddhihi adhyasah. Tasmin means in that. Atasmin, not in that. Tad buddhi, that buddhi. That buddhi in not that. Like for example, silver buddhi in the nacre. Nacre means mother of pearl. I see the mother of pearl shining on the beach. And then what do I have? Silver buddhi. Thinking I mistake it for silver. So that mistake is called adhyasa. The silver buddhi in not silver. So atasmin, in that which is atasmin, in that which is not silver, tad buddhi, silver buddhi. Then what does that cause me to do? Run towards it before you get it. I have to get it. Pravritti. It causes a reaction in me to run towards it. It causes a reaction to go towards it. I approach it with great gusto. Then another example of atasmin tad buddhi, rajjau sarpa buddhi. In the snake, in the rope, what buddhi is there in the rope? Snake buddhi. In place of rope, what do I see? Snake. Because the play of twilight and not enough light. Where is the snake? In my conclusion, in my wrong conclusion. This is the pratibhasika conclusion. It's a mistake. In the snake buddhi, what does the snake buddhi lead me to do? Run away. It leads me to a reaction called nivritti. So all the things in life, all the pursuits in life are what? Pravritti, nivritti. Certain things I run towards, certain things I run away from. Sometimes it's a little more complicated, isn't it? Yeah. Sometimes I run towards something, and then after that, taking one look at that thing, then I run away from that thing. I want it no longer. And that is how the whole life is. The whole life is spent running towards what I want or what I think I want, that's better. And then keeping at bay and running away from the things that I don't think I want or the things that I have somehow acquired, saggy, baggy, foggy, and I want to get rid of. There are methods, yeah. So, certain things are acquired, and then I have to dispense with them because I didn't want them. So, this is the situation. The whole life is pravritti, nivritti pursuits. Only two pursuits. What else is there? What about moksha? Moksha is myself. It's neither pravritti nor nivritti. It's finally coming home to roost. And so here, so that is I said there are two definitions of adhyasa. Let us look at the second one. First one is in not that buddhi. In money, security buddhi, adhyasa. It will give me security. In the life partner, happiness buddhi. He or she will give me happiness. Sorry, well, that's not their job. Really? No. Then what is their job? Make sure that you find your own happiness. That is their job. That's why marriage is yoga. Atasmin tad buddhi. First definition. Then the second definition he gives is paratra drishtaha smriti rupa. Smriti rupa adhyasaha. So, see, adhyasa is an object that is seen elsewhere. Paratra, somewhere else. Anyatra. It's seen somewhere else. Like, and the same examples we can use. The snake was seen somewhere else, in a scary dream, in a movie, in a National Geographic video. It was seen. Paratra drashtam. This was seen somewhere else. But then Smriti Rupa, it is there in the form of the Smriti Rupa, it is there in the form of memory, and then it is projected onto a thing right here. That is also another definition of adhyasa, more like the mechanisms of adhyasa. This is the only relationship that is possible between I and this projected manifest universe of names and forms. Adhyasa, a projected relationship. That's all it is. It cannot be a real relationship, just like I cannot get married to the person I saw in the dream, even though it was a dream match. Exactly, it was a match in the dream. Dream match. You can't get married to the dream match. You can't use dream money to finance uh, the vacation of the waker. You can't use dream grudges. Let's say in the dream, you have grudges against the neighbor. And then you wake up and file a lawsuit against them. Not possible. So therefore, this whole universe is as though like a dream. It is here, but it is not ultimately here. And this universe includes the things that are very, very intimate to me, intimately experienced by me, like my own body, like my own mind, like my own senses, etc. Buddhi. Yeah, I know I'm not the body. Because we've been studying this. I'm not the body. Give me a pin, okay? A small pin. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do with it. Just give me a small pin. Then you see, yeah. Let's say I take that pin and prick myself. I won't prick you, don't worry. So I prick myself. Even as I'm saying, I am beyond the body, I'm not the body. Ow! Oh no, I think I have hit a vein. Blood must be gushing out. 911. What's the number for 911? I'm so panicked. The blood loss has made me just so pale. I don't even remember the number for 911. Help. I close my eyes tightly. I'm afraid at the sight of blood makes me faint. In fact, I've already fainted, I think. Have I fainted? I don't know. I'm not sure. Then with great difficulty, somebody makes me look. The skin also hasn't broken. It's so just This is Deha Tadatmya, Brantija Tadatmya, an association and identification because of delusion. I am as good as this body. So anybody can say I'm not the body until something happens to the body. Pujya Swamiji used to always say, whenever somebody comes, whenever somebody came to him and told him that they need his blessings and his prayers because they are undergoing a surgery. So they would come and say, invariably, no matter whether the person was from north, south, east, west, outside India, in India, didn't matter. The person would say, Swamiji, I'm undergoing a major operation. And then the friend or somebody who was with them would come. And then Oh, my friend met you, Swamiji. He's undergoing a minor surgery. So the deha tadagya, this body identification is so strong. So when it is my surgery, it's always a major surgery. If it's somebody else's surgery, it's a small, minor. What is it you're crying over this small thing? Oh, but mine, it was, they have to do this. And it was supposed to be 1 hour, but it became to 3 hours. And then they had to, and then and suppose it's taking place in India. They had to, the lights went off. Power cut. They had to borrow the kerosene lamp. And then under the kerosene lamp, they did, I don't know what they cut. And I don't know what they stitched. And more importantly, I don't know what they left behind. Why? Because it's my surgery. If somebody else's surgery, oh, it's just nothing. Yeah, minor surgery. As a law, they have to use anesthesia. Otherwise, they could do it for you even without anesthesia. It's so minor. This is how it is. Body identification, very difficult to go. When everything is going good, no problem. I'm not the body. Who said I'm the body? Are you crazy? And then what? I feel good. Oh, you poor thing, where don't you feel good? Oh, no, but I don't. What happened? I don't know. Everything is hurting. Everything is hurting. Yes. Where is it hurting? I told you everywhere it's hurting. Okay, let's try to localize this. Top of the body is hurting. Yes. Bottom of the body is hurting. Yes. Where is it hurting more? Let's say the bottom portion of the body. Okay, legs. Yeah, legs are hurting very much. Left leg or right leg? Both are hurting. No, come on. Just help me out here. The doctor said, which leg is hurting more? Right leg. Whole leg, right leg is hurting you, poor thing. Yeah, the whole right leg. I can't stand, I can't walk. Oh my God, it's hurting. It's just paining. Okay, is the upper leg paining or the lower leg? Lower leg is paining. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Is the calf muscle paining or the ankle paining? Ankle is paining. Okay, ankle is paining. Okay, right ankle is paining. Okay. So the foot is paining, or just the whole foot is paining. Oh, the whole foot is paining. Poor thing. Let's see. Then it turns out that there is a little hangnail on the little toe of the right foot. This is how the body identification is. The eye pervades the whole body, and so therefore the eye is identified with the whole body without Vedanta, when there is no Vedanta, and then every local pain is globalized. Unless and until one understands this between the chit, eye, and the jada body, there can be no other sambandha than that other than that of seeing the body as an as though projection of this eye, chit. Right now it's a painful projection. Okay, this is objective. Pain is there, take care of it. Some upaya, something will be there to take care of it, take care of it. That's all there is to do. So, there is no other sambandha. And how do I know this? Because this is my body. The word my is used everywhere. My body, my senses, my breathing, my prana, my indriyas. What else? My buddhi. And he has a wonderful logic to beat the logicians with. Wherever you use the pronoun, my, wherever you use the pronoun my, it cannot be I. You either use my or I. My cannot become I. My house cannot become I house. My book cannot become me book. So, all these objects, the body is encircled, embraced by the word my. Parirabdhatvat, because of the body and the mind and the senses and the prana and the buddhi being encircled by, being pervaded by the word my, they cannot be I. So sweet, no? So easy also. Anything that you use the word my cannot be I. You choose. You either say I body, I mind, I senses, and look really goofy in company, or you say my body and be objective. My body is an objective statement. I body is a statement of the morphing of self-ignorance into samsara. So that is the first reason he gives. That the what is my, what's the whenever I use the word my, that which is qualified by the word my, that attribute which is qualified by the word my cannot at the same time simultaneously become what? I. Understood? Yes. Then the second reasoning is akridatvat. Akridatvat means playing. Playing. Playing means moving. Playing upalakshana for moving. Akridatvat. So what are akridatvat? So something plural. Idam dhiyaha. They are playing. What are playing? This buddhi. This cognition is always in the foremost of the mind. And the mind goes from one cognition to another cognition to the third cognition to the fourth cognition, and all the cognitions are qualified by what? The word this. Think about it. Anything you think of is this. Even if you say, I'm having a hard time, that means what? This mind is having a hard time. It's not the I. Anything you think of has to have the word this in it. This or that. This mic, this house, this door, this window, this computer, this person, this lamp, this. This cognition is called idam dhi. Idam vastu gocharaha. Idam gocharaha. So, it is cognized by this cognition. What is cognized by this cognition? The entire world of names and forms is what is cognized by this cognition, and only I am cognized by I cognition. So the I and the this cannot be one. This is what Adi Shankara also says in the famous Adhyasa Bhashya. When the this and I get mixed up, this is what is called samsara. Idam pratyaya gocharaha. That which is an object of this cognition cannot be the object of aham pratyaya gocharaha. Aham pratyaya gochara, that which is a subject matter of I cognition is only one. Self-aware, self-conscious, self-effulgent I. But that which is the subject matter of this cognition are all the entire world of objects in the universe. So then what do we have? We have the whole world of objects which are referred to as this. Cannot be I. And some of those objects, a small fraction of those objects are referred to as mine. That also cannot be I. Do we understand now? These are the two reasons why the body cannot be I. Because the body is a subject matter for my cognition. It is surrounded by myness, a sense of ownership. So what you own is not you. Like your dog. Cannot be you. And then the second reason he gives is that anything that is cognized is a object. Object cognition is this cognition. So the whole world, this is a better way to understand it. The entire world of names and forms is a product of this cognition. Out of that, a few items are a product of what? My cognition. Never can either of them become me or I cognition. The I cognition is a self-aware, self-effulgent cognition that is happening all the time. So the my cognition rests upon the I cognition. This cognition rides on the I cognition. The I cognition is free both of my cognition and this cognition. Understood? Say yes, even if you want to say no. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you. Evening. 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 Prasad questions, evening. Otherwise, we'll be ODing on Prasad. So much Prasad, so little time.